Pum 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 pum. Ba-da-da-dum. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm trying to figure out what I need to close. I need to close my Photoshop windows. Thank you. I'm working for an art. For Twitter. Ew. I know. Ew. I need to close... I'm live, did you know? I need to close this shit. Fuck it. I don't want to look at myself at all. Then I need this, but maybe I should close it so notification won't pop up. Fuck this. Okay, Opera stays. What else? OBS I needed. Steam, I don't need Steam window. YouTube Studio. I wonder what it's doing here. And we're good, I guess. Wardroid. Do I have a lot of soul gems? Ooh, I do have a lot of soul gems. That's funny. Okay, sorry. I should not get distracted. Today, we're reading Umineko, right? Umineko, sea cats when sea cats cry. And I want to finish this chapter. It's gonna be a long stream. And what I don't need to forget to do is to take breaks every 2 hours. But to be fair, somebody could come to me here and I need to like check on them. I don't know when, but it could or could not happen. So there's gonna be a break that is not connected to 2 hours limit. But we need to take break every 2 hours. Maybe we're only gonna stream like 5 hours or 6. So just a couple of breaks, but it's important to have them. Is my game too loud? Maybe. Maybe I need it a little bit quieter? Did they tweak it before? I didn't think so. And before it was fine. Did my general audio settings? Maybe somebody did tweak it. It was in 29 usually. Oops. Sorry if it was loud, sorry. Do I need to close something out of here? No, I don't think so. Okay. Dance of the Moon Rabbits! Oh my god, it's about me. For real, for real. 63 hours. Oh, let's finish this chapter today. One chapter. Oh no, it's not called chapter, episode. Isn't it here like 6 chapters only left? 1 chapter an hour? Maybe we can do it? I hope we can do it. Okay, I'm so ready. Drinking some water. What we did this last time? Oh, we manifested Eva Beatrice. Eva solved the mystery of the hidden gold. Oh, I actually thought a little bit about the mystery of the hidden gold, and the answer is in the way kanji is written. Is it? It was only a guess that I took. I wonder if they'll let me... Oh, I can have log of all chapters here? This is crazy. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Oh, that's funny. I found it. This is golden key. Sure. Saddle. Sure. Maybe it is in a way that kanji looks like, and this looks like a rose field, and this looks like the forgot the word. The place where George proposed to, how's your name, Shannon? How's it called? You know what I mean. I can't remember the word at all. Maybe not. Maybe it is some Japanese shit that I don't understand. Probably they're gonna explain it to me next time when we're gonna discuss it in the story. Whatever. It was, I think. I also was stalling before the stream and setting up a lot of stuff here, which is you know, my usual streaming setup, which is really hard to set up for some reason. And I was looking at umineko opening that was recycling over and over again because I was just standing in the starting screen. And there is so much characters that we still didn't see. I wonder when all of them gonna came up. Probably in the next next part of the game. Why my throat is so dry even though I drink so much water? Okay, let me give a mouthful. Give a mouthful, she said. Genius. Take a mouthful. It still didn't help. Why am I so thirsty? Okay, whatever. This is what I want to share with joy with you and no one else. Is this Eva Beatrice saying? Isn't this so fun, Rosa? Isn't it so fun? Take a look below you. Look how small our mansion is. Oh, Eva Beatrice make her fly? Make Rosa fly and she's going to kill her, okay? Because she's now in charge of a thingy? In charge of a ritual? I wonder if she could finish the ritual if Butler doesn't... Is she gonna revive? How is this gonna work? Why is normal Beato is just here then? Is there a reality where Eva Beatrice is somebody else? Is there a reality where there is like Rosa Beatrice or something? Take a look below you. Look at how small our mansion is. I wonder how much time was spent in a place that small. Now, I'm especially shocked at how cramped and tiny it is. So feel, enjoy, rejoice. That power you yearn for, the power to move through the sky at will. Come on, let's dance, Rosa. Through the rain, through the wind. Let's fly around like we're dancing. The lightning will shine on us and blue us. The witch and Rosa were like leaves fluttering around in a wind whirl. As the rain pounded upon every part of their bodies, as the lightning occasionally shone upon them, they shook with the joy of being released from the ground. However, it was only that way for the witch. Rosa was holding to her head, voicelessly screaming over and over. Stop it! Please, no more! Let me down! You're right. It's more fitting for humans to crawl on the ground. Then, why not go back here? A slightly displeased expression rose on the witch's face when she realized that her own joy was not being shared. And she decided to listen to her former sister's request. Yeah, she's gonna drop her. The wind whirl that had been making Rosa dance around grew weaker and stopped. In other words, Rosa was once again bound to the restriction of gravity as a human. Following the laws that were originally correct, Rosa began to dance towards the ground upside down. Oh, she began to fall. Oops. That's right. If I don't take her down the right way, this is what happens. The witch had intended to send Rosa plumbering, but she still wasn't used to using magic. After plumbering about 100 meters into a rose bush, as a very, very natural result, Rosa died instantly. What about Maria? Is Maria still alive? But the witch hadn't intended to kill her, so she gonna revive time? So she willed for Rosa not to die. When she did, gold butterflies coiled about Rosa's body, reviving that life just as the witch had wished. Rosa's body, which had laid on a radiant carpet of flesh blood, rapidly returned to normal. The broken and crushed bones returned to normal. The torn and smashed flesh returned to normal. How easy it is to break things in this world, and how difficult it is to fix them. Anyone can take life, but no human can revive a lost life. By suppressing the irreversible, one proves that they have suppressed humans. This surely gave her much, much greater realization that she was a witch that flying through the sky had. Awesome! I can even revive an ended life! She is so having fun. Of course, Beatrice-sama, you are already the endless witch. To live and to die, to bring to life and to kill, all of it repeated endlessly. Beatrice-sama, as the endless witch, you are queen who controls the cycle of life and death. One time, I dropped a goldfish ball. The fragile and beautiful ball broke, and I couldn't put it back together again. That cute papaya goldfish would never swim for me again after it landed on the floor. No matter how much I cried, the servants shook their heads, saying that broken things and dead things could not be revived. That's when I learned, You mustn't break things, you mustn't kill people. After all, you can't fix them. So, if you could fix them, then you would get in trouble for breaking them, right? Then you wouldn't get in trouble for breaking them, right? Awesome. 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 For a while, the witch became intoxicated with how terrible and wonderful the power she had succeeded was. I'm in my voice acting mood for some reason. Oh, you know what I watched yesterday? I watched Slay the Princess. It was really nice. Even though I didn't like it that much, but I really liked the voice acting and the art was really cool. I really like a lot of visual decisions and how the game itself plays. It's really nice. But the ending I didn't like. But I only got like one because I watched the streamer that I watched only got one. Maybe I should play it by myself. I wonder if I can find more roots that I already saw. This would be fun. For a while, the witch became intoxicated with how terrible and wonderful the power she had succeeded was. Her life was pure, innocent, and also cruel. I'm so thirsty, man. Even though Rosa has been revived, she let out a cry of anguish at the pain from the fall. The witch landed in front of her and held out her hand. Sorry about that, Rosa. I didn't think flying in the sky would be so much fun. Sorry. I'm really sorry. And I didn't know that humans could die so easily. But I've brought you back to life, so you're fine now. So get up, okay? Play with me some more, okay? What were those dreams you told me about when you were a kid? Go ahead and tell me about all of them without holding back. As I am now, I can make everything come true no matter how absurd. I can let you drown in an ocean of jelly. I can swallow you up in a mountain of cake. I can even make you glow butterfly wings and let you fly around the garden. I'll do them one after another. Let's start with an ocean full of jelly, okay? Stop! Oh. Rosa once again thrown high into the rainy sky. However, the sky wasn't filled with raindrops, but with drops of orange juice. Uh-oh. This is kinda nasty, ew! It would be all sticky and sweet. I love orange juice. When she looked down, Rosa had no doubt her eyes. The rose garden had disappeared and the ground spread out beneath her was like a pastel-colored jigsaw puzzle. What the fuck is a jigsaw puzzle? Can I do a quick search? Bing? Bing? Jigsaw puzzle? Oh! You mean just puzzle? Okay, I get it. It was from the dreams that she was talked about when she was young, an ocean of jelly. The black part was coffee jelly. Ew. The red part was strawberry. The yellow was pineapple. I actually have jelly. I should make jelly. I love jelly. The green was melon. What was the white part? Apple, perhaps? Huh? What's white part? What do you mean? Did Rosa even have the time to think something like that? Rosa fell towards the multicolored ocean. And died again. Take to make every single part of it super gruesome and uncomfortable. I'm so ready, and sunk deep into a grape-flavored purple sea. So dramatic! She's just swimming in jelly. It really was an ocean of jelly. It had no bottom. Fuck! Button? No, bottom. Okay. As Rosa sank, she was shocked to see school of transparent fish. Fuck! School of transparent fish swimming through the grape jelly ocean. They were probably made of grape skin. Ew! This is pretty nasty. Then she sunk on and on, deeper and deeper, as deep as the Mariana Trench. Oh, it's called Mariana Trench in English? Interesting. Compressed tight by the water pressure of the jelly ocean, as her ribs crashed and crashed, as her spine snapped and cracked. Really? Would pressure in... I mean, it probably would, right? It's like ocean full of jelly, so maybe it does work like this? This is nasty. In the end, she had become a small, frail meatball. Really? You really hate your sister that much that you would do all those fucked up things to her? Or are you just hating her and you being a witch makes you act more crazy? I mean, Beatrice is fucked up. I mean, Beata is fucked up, but she was fine for the most part, right? She was pretty reasonable. I think she's immoral. I don't think she's immoral, she just doesn't have morals because morals doesn't matter when you 1,000 years old, but Eva Beatrice just became this and she already like insane. Is Eva insane on her own? I feel... What a truly wonderful experience to drown to death in an ocean of jelly. It's a dream no one else can imitate. I granted it for you. I suck. The instant I snapped my fingers, the meatballs that had been Rosa was launched up into the sky. Ew, this is so nasty. Like, she's a meat in the ocean of jelly? Nasty. Can you imagine the sensation of like jelly filling your lungs and like all your cavities or something? This is so awful. Ew. This sounds so jigsaw. Oh my god. Don't say jigsaw. This is some like saw type of torture bullshit. And after being enveloped in golden brilliance, she returned to her original form. It was as simple as easy as returning dried seaweed to its original form, and anyone could do it. You mean just pour in water? You mean that? If there were a witch! Oh no. Okay. The fucking look on Rose's face had to be because of the joy from having the dream she'd been giving up on as a child mailed into reality. Is it? Is it, honey? Is it? Definitely. Probably. Next is a mountain of cake. What are you doing? In an instant, the sky was covered and became patterned black and white like a chessboard. What almost transparent white parts was your favorite gelatin cheesecake? Ew. The elegant black parts was a slightly bitter gâteau au chocolate? No idea what it is. They were sealing? Why am I like this today? It's because it's so early. Oh, I also didn't sleep. I forgot to tell you. I only slept like 5 hours today. Because my insomnia was worse than usual. I fall asleep at like 5 a.m. And I lay in my bed like for 2 hours straight and I couldn't fall asleep. But my brain didn't work so I could read. I usually read before I fall asleep. So I tried to read and then my eyes just tired as hell and I couldn't understand words anymore. So I was just laying here with my head to my pillow, just with the closed eyes, being totally awake and aware of everything that's going on till 5 a.m. And then I need to wake up early so I could eat before stream and start early. Even though it took me 20 minutes to get ready. So unfair. Oh. Okay, I should read. They were a ceiling, they were a mountain, and those several brilliant cakes were thrown down towards Rosa. If you piled those cakes up, they would surely be taller than Everest. So they probably weighed, I'm not too sure, but probably heavier than all the cakes across Japan put together. Are they? Only Japan? You sure? Maybe. It fell down like a ceiling and swallowed Rosa up, so as a very, very natural result, Rosa was crushed to death. Huh. Who would have thought? In less than a second, her bones broke throughout her body, and her insides were all smashed and forced out. Splat slop. It's not a real word, okay? And yet still an even greater number of cakes piled up on top, and Rosa ended up as a layer of a jam wedged between the cakes. Ew, she became as thin as a single hair and was probably smashed into the area of a tennis court. Oh, that's a gruesome way to die. Can I die like this? This is fun. Suit swallowed up by cake once again, absorbed by the golden flesh. Then, as though it had all been a dream, Rosa was revived once again. Of course, it definitely wasn't a dream. See, doesn't it look like kanji for Sato? Doesn't this, looks like that kanji that they were talking about? It looks exactly like it, isn't it? Of course it definitely wasn't a dream, she had been revived after dying. By that point, death, which most humans only have to experience once after they are born, had already been experienced repeatedly by Rosa. In other words, she had gone through that which humans cannot, the precious experience of dying more than once. Oh no. Isn't this fun, Rosa? Isn't it fun? Next is the butterflies. Look. Please have mercy. No way. Let's play more. Let's play more. Laughing instantly, she pointed her gold staff at Rosa as she begged for mercy. When she did, Rosa glittered in gold and rapidly began to shrink. She shrunk down to the size of a real butterfly. Okay, this is gruesome. Then gold wings sprouted from her back and she joined her fellow gold butterflies. You should just stay, let Rosa stay as a butterfly for all this time. However, while a human body could withstand the wind, it was a different matter for a butterfly's body. The gold butterfly Rosa was invited to dance by each gale of wind, and she spun in circles around the rose garden. No. How does she make sounds? She's gonna make like this Elvin and the Chumpkins type of sound, isn't she? A gentle bat caught her as she tired from dancing. It was a soft, neat humlock in the shadows beneath the roof in the arbor. The owner of the humlock lumbered into view, welcoming its rare guest, who was wandered in on the stormy night. That owner, which should have been small enough to crush in the palm of your hand, now looked as big as the top of canopy bed to Rosa. I have no fucking clue what the fuck happened here. What the fuck is a humlock? Okay. We're googling what the fuck is a humlock. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not... Humlock. Humlock? Ooh? Images? Oh, what? Okay, whatever. I get general understanding of what it is. Okay. Humble clambered to view, welcoming its rare guest who had wandered the stormy night. That owner, which should have been small enough to crush in the palm of your hand, now looked as big as the top of a canopy bed to Rosa. She started screaming. Why? What a klutz! You got caught in spider's web. Oh. This time, it's Dance with the Spider. That takes me back. Remember the times when we'll find a spider web and play around by throwing pebbles at it? Why would you do this? I've heard that spiders don't chew that prey, but insert their venom, and when the insides melt to in sticky soups, they suck it out. I actually witnessed it recently. It was really fun. I was looking at how spider killed a fly. It was fun. I witnessed it multiple times because we had a lot of spiders before I killed most of them. But now I regret it because we have a lot of mosquitoes and nobody's eating them, unfortunately. Hey, Rosa, remember? Remember how we thrown butterflies into the spider's web on purpose and play around by seeing how the spiders would attack? And she's laughing. You don't remember, do you? This happened before you get into a grade school. You'll be able to see it up close this time, you know? Very close. No! Have mercy, Nassan. Help me, Nassan. She's screaming and crying. Really? Aren't you butterfly? You just don't have this strong sense of pain? You don't have this superior nervous system? Or is she just a small woman? No way, she was turned to butterfly, I don't believe it. This girl's not bad, she truly can use magic as well. Yeah, interesting. You feel like laughing too, right, Butler? Stop this bullshit, just stop. That's so fun, you're insane. What's so fun about doing something like this? It is kinda nasty and distasteful. Doesn't she look like she's having so much fun? I don't blame her, magic is fun. I remember when I first became able to use magic, I played around so much. Yes, I understand that play from the bottom of my heart. I expect I won't be able to share the joy of passion with you, Butler. Oh, what a shame. If you accept me, I'll teach you magic anytime you want it, you know? It's hard to describe the joy you receive in an instant you are freed from the shackles of humanity. Isn't it just comparison thing? Would you really be having that much fun? Like, why are you like this actually? Because your master wasn't like this. The Virgilia is not like this. So why you and Eva are like this? Because, my dear, before, was it like title Beatrice was cursed with some insane shit? But now that... I wanna teach you about it. That joy, that passion. I definitely would like to see the world of magic you would give birth to, just once. You started to enjoy yourself, right? You started waiting to use magic, right? It's pretty fun to be a witch, you know. Just for you, I'll teach everything. About the joy of flying together in the sky, about the joy of diving together through the sea. This is not very rival thing to say, Beatrice. I will teach you the excitement that you feel. In an instant you surpass the bounds of humans and see how wide your world stretches. Wouldn't that be fun? Butler? She gonna say? No. Okay. There was no malice in Beata's expression. It was hard to believe, but she was genuinely enjoying the cruel show. And she thought she was sharing her appreciation with Butler. Butler was aghast at that vastly, honestly different measure of value. This is unbelievable. There is definitely something screwed up with you. Stop it already, goddammit. Virgilia, make you stop this instant farce. What do I have to do? We exist outside the board. We cannot touch the board itself. Love the expression? Virgilia shook her head apologetically. She was the one who was already being killed. Did it mean she couldn't interfere in any way? As Beata continued to enjoy it in a crazier way, Butler lifted her up by the collar and yelled at her. Ooh. What do you mean by the collar? You mean by this choker type of thing? Or you mean like by the cleavage type of thing? Stop it, stop it, stop it! That's enough, you goddamn witch. Are you trying to tell me that's Auntie Eva? That's impossible. Well, the Auntie Eva I know may be a bit mean at times. Completely impossible that she's the kind of person who would do something so cruel. Yeah, that feels kinda artificial for me too. Like she would just jump onto killing people this exact moment? No way. She would at least be hesitant for a little bit. I know she experienced like a lot of joy and shit. She's kinda euphoric, but would she actually just do it? This is all part of your deception. Don't toy with Auntie Rosa. Don't toy with Auntie Eva. Stop this farce right now. But I already said that it's not me playing with Rosa anymore. I told you that the new Beatrice. It is really so cruel that you have to squeal like that. You're also pretty fond of stuff like that, aren't you? You actually have just a bit of interest in magic and... Ouch! What was that? For the first time, Butler slapped Beata across the cheeks. Beata didn't know why something like that would be done to her, and a stunned expression rose to her face. This characteristic of this Beata and characteristic of Beata from previous chapters is so different. Like, she's such a different person. Does she go through character development? I mean, she 100% does, but... I had a piece of tea in my mouth. Nice. Tea leaf. Butler found her expression even more unforgivable and he roared. Ooh. Huh? Sorry? You call this interesting? What is wrong with your head? Go kill yourself! Literally me? Literally me? Me when I'm playing Mahjong? Slide the top of your head off and try looking inside. You'll definitely find that the sides have become completely removed. Make her stop it right now. Make her stop this disgusting farce. I'll never forgive you. How dare you do something so cruel? I've sometimes thought that you're a bit of a funny person, but I never make that mistake again. You're just a monster who's nothing but cruel. Don't show yourself in front of me. Never again. I actually thought this is good tantrum. This is a good one. This is really something that he would do for sure. I won't accept you. I won't talk to you. I don't even want to look at your face. That gets through to you? Don't show yourself in front of me. Just fuck off. This is bad fuck off, I'm sorry. Oh. The instant Butler screamed, the powers that resisted the witch became a round wall which repelled Beata, knocking her back onto her butt. Oh, what are you talking about? Isn't it an interesting show? She spoke as though making an excuse, but the person whose words were directed at Butler was no longer here. His figure had suddenly disappeared into the darkness. But Beata pouted her lips and continued trying to explain herself. It's not like I completely don't see what you're coming from, but this is nothing more than an innocent prank, right? No matter how she kills, that person will be brought back to life in the end, right? I really don't think she can actually think that, isn't she? We literally went through all this shit about her being homunculus. She will block in a body, she for sure have to know how it feels and she would understand it. What's this about? Aren't human creatures what we find with anything as long as it ends well? Right, Master? It's not something you get so angry about. She was hoping for approval, but Virgilia simply faced her with an indifferent expression. To Beata at this moment, even an exacerbated face would probably have seemed better. I have nothing in particular to say. If you think it's as fun, you can keep watching as long as you want. Call me when it's over. I will erase my form until then. Following Butler's lead, Virgilia hid herself in the darkness. Left sitting here on her own, Beata didn't have a clue what was going on, and she felt like she had been made out of to be the bad guy. Did she really didn't have any clue what's going on? This is what it feels to be like autistic. What is this? What's so wrong? It's an interesting show, isn't it? Didn't you just tell us that you understand where it's coming from? She said it's not like she said it's not like I completely don't see where you're coming from. You know? How she could not get it. Did she really? I wonder if in the next chapter she's gonna be characterized in some different way. This Beatrice is weird. I really don't like her. It might be a little vulgar, but it's fairly interesting, isn't it? I mean, I believe that she could be like this, but it's not what I expected her to be at all. Right, Rena? It's nothing to get mad about, right? Something interesting for you, my lady. It's not necessarily interesting for Butler-sama. Does he really hate me that much? Well, certainly we are playing against each other, so it is true that we are enemies, but is our relationship really so bad as if we can laugh together at entertainment? Since I uploaded together with Butler, I thought I could at least laugh together with him. Does he really reject me so much that he can't even do that? He doesn't have to accept that I'm a witch, because the point of the game is to compete over that. But still, saying he would look at my face, that he won't talk to me, surely ignoring me is going too far. Am I really hated that much? Honey, what's going on? The moves you have made thus far are certainly worthy of hatred, my lady. Even a demon such as myself can slightly understand Butler-sama's feelings. I wonder if you cannot understand just because you're specially thick-headed, my lady. Don't be mad at autistic people! Shut up! Why don't you disappear too? Yeah, certainly. Then, if you excuse me? Even Ronald hid himself in the darkness, but Beata was left alone. The only one is a rainy rose garden. No one would play with a lonely witch. Because no one would play with her, she was a lonely witch. What's going on? Beata, did you know the kids learn this lesson in kindergarten? Why won't anyone play with me? It's called empathy. You know, kids sometimes lack it. But you need to live a little to get it? Am I really that weird? That cruel? So you do understand what's wrong? Someone, answer me! Where's Federica? Where's Federica and Lama Delta? Why they aren't here? They were at the Eva Beatrice coronation or something? Why they aren't here now? Isn't it fun, Rosa? Isn't it fun? Hey, how should we play next? Of course I play with Maria too, okay? Let's all have a friendly talk together. Okay, Beatrice, Beato is autistic. What's your excuse? Why are you like this? Like, what's up with that? You just became cruel for no reason? To be fair, your design is so good. It's so funny. It's probably really fun to cosplay. If you can find right materials to sew the shit, it would be really fun. Let's swim in a pot of boiling chocolate. Let's have a picnic in a cake rising oven. Hey, new Beatrice. Behind the witch who was counting her spee of strategy? Beata, shout yourself. Your expression was very rare for her. It was kind of restrained, somehow unreliable, miserable. Oh, it's a predecessor Beatrice-sama. Were you watching? The power of magic is truly wonderful. Until now, I had never thought it would be so fun to be reborn as a witch. It's like playtime that never ends. Come on, let's play together, predecessor-sama. But first, wait for a second, okay? The two of them were cooked to death in the oven, so I have to rewind them again. What are you doing? They're like bread rising because of yeast, like cookies expanded in the oven. Listen to what I'm saying. Well, isn't it enough for the sacrifices of the second twilight? Of course, it isn't specified how you killed them, but maybe you shouldn't toy with them any more than that. What are you saying, Princess-sama? I heard from Renovan a short while ago that your magic was much, much more wonderful, cruel, and self-indulgent. A Halloween party where candies poured out of 6 people's stomachs. How truly wonderful! As for me, maybe I'll act Alice's tea party. Alice's tea party. I'll invite everyone to the tea party to celebrate a happy birthday and entertain them one by one with my magic. I wonder if I can do it as wonderfully as you. I wonder if I can be cruel in many own what? I wonder if I can be cruel in my own pop cute style. Love the expression? Now that I think about it, all fairy tales are cruel, aren't they? Now that I'm a witch inside one of those fairy tales, I finally understand. I slightly of the opinion that in the past I too may have gotten a little bit too far. Well, I think that as a golden witch, it's a good idea to have a little elegance. I don't understand what you're saying, Princess-sama, but there is one thing I do understand. You can control me. No matter how hard I try now, I know much for how cruel you are. I've got to try much, much harder. I've got to become more cruel and become an excellent golden witch. Like I said, you already done enough here. Anyway, this is my order as your predecessor. That's enough for the second twilight. I'll show you how it's done. Stand back and watch. Yes, Princess-sama, I can't wait to see brutal, cruel, and disgusting methods of killing you'll use. Okay, so this was a way to show Beatrice that she was wrong all this time? Really? 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 I mean... A new witch pinched the sides of the skirt and gave a graceful bow, stepping back as the expectant gaze rose to her face. She was expecting an even more cruel magic that surprised even herself. Well, speaking of that, you're only half a witch if you can kill with method like that. I shall show you the elegant way to kill, worthy of the Golden Witch. When Beata wiped her pipe, 7 colors of smoke poured out, reviving Rosa and Maria. Compared to how we knew Beatrice had done it a short while ago, it was slightly gentler. It was probably gentler than how Beata had done it herself up until now. Rosa's consciousness had already grown dim from the pain of so many repeated deaths. But even so, she pleaded that her daughter be spared. Please, have mercy. Even if it's just Maria, have mercy. Mama. Sorry. My discipline just... acted as a restraint for a bit. Forgive me. Beatrice! When Maria realized that this was real Beatrice, she jumped onto her. You promised, right, Beata? You promised, right, Beata? You promised that you would take me to the Golden Land, right? There I can be friends with Mama and everyone will laugh together. You promised that you would take us here, right? Uh, about that, I can no longer keep that promise. Because someone appeared who could solve the riddle. I am no longer the Golden Witch, Beatrice. So, I'm sorry. I can no longer keep my promise with you. Why? Why? Beato, you promised! I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. So at least in apology for not being able to keep my promise, I'll give you a truly quiet sleep, which will never be disturbed again. Beato embraced Maria with a longing expression. Then softly, a red bruise appeared on Maria's neck. It was a very gentle bruise. It grew redder and redder, and then it distinctly formed itself into a shape of a hand. Maria's neck tilted suddenly, peacefully, as though she had fallen asleep. Maria! Maria! Sorry, I want to apologize that you were the sacrifices for the second twilight. That is simply your fate. However, I must apologize for the vulgar fate in which you are offered as sacrifices. This is your final sleep. Never again will it be disturbed. Will it? Why do you have so much faith in it all of a sudden? Like, didn't you do it over and over again? It makes sense for you to not paying that much attention to it. Beata softly, gently lifted her finger, as though touching the empty air in front of your nose. When she did, a light breeze lifted up, making Rosa's body dance slightly like a feather. Then Rosa's body floated lightly, and there was a garden fence with its pear-shaped prongs. Oh! Damn. Poor Maria. Looks gruesome. A lot of black colors. And a gun. The spear of the fence pierced Rosa's medulla oblongata, benevolently without toying with her in a single blow. Rosa's life was snuffed out. Compared to earlier innocent yet cruel events, her end was surprisingly tame. It just looked like a doll shaped like Rosa was leaning against the fence. But she had passed away. Well, that's pretty much how you do it. Beata acted proud, but the new witch wore a blank expression, almost as though this was an anticlimax, and she was forthright with that opinion. It's kinda plain. Very different from the person Nov told me about. Well, you must use magic with dignity, you see? If it's too, undignified, that isn't very elegant. But you can do wonderful things endlessly with magic. How boring. No complaining. The path of a golden witch cannot be completed in a day. You're still incompetent until you finish the 10th twilight. For now, stay quiet and follow my instructions. Alright? What happened to your answer? Your answer? Fine. Better, much better. Well, there's still much to do with the resurrection ritual. You still have to kill 5 people. You should do it without toying with them too much. With beauty and dignity. Fuck. With at least a little decorum. Alright? But you know I told you about how I did it. It was a bad example. You mustn't use that as a role model. Engrave that into your heart. Yes, Predecessor-sama? A good answer. Renault, the 7 stakes of purgatory, arise. Yes, milady. Renault right here. Lucifer's a proud, right here. Up until this point, I've done things a little bit flashy, but well, the dignity of the Golden Witch is also important. So, what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, chuckled at Beata's uncharacteristically flashed speech. He summed it up for her. Certainly. From now on, we will be careful to perform a graceful manner suitable for the name of the Golden Witch. Even the seven sisters of Purgatory will reform their previous bad behavior, and we shall enforce to perform a task in the quickest possible manner. Huh. Imagine one guy showed up that is like 1,000 years younger than you, and you're changing all your ways just for him to like you? Oh, couldn't be me. Okay, maybe it could be me. But you know. Would that be acceptable, milady? That is, more or less. Everyone, take it to heart, alright? Yes, certainly. That is all I wish to say. You may leave now. Certainly. If you would excuse me. Excuse us. Well, that's all I wanted to say. So, take care as you continue, alright? Go with dignity and decorum, befitting the Golden Witch, alright? You should do your best. I'll be watching for you. Over you? I'll be watching over you. I'll be watching you. Acting unsure until the very end, Beata communicated only that to her, because a group of gold butterflies and vanished into thin air. Does she know where you are? It may be fitting to say that she disappeared in a hurry because she was having trouble maintaining the conversation. After that, all that remained was Maria's outstretched body, pounded by the rain, and Rosa's body, popped up by a fence and gazing up at the sky. And the figure of the witch. Show some decorum, you say? Her expression looked just a little bored. There was a popping sound. It was probably her clicking her tongue. What a boring person. Leaving that last sentence behind, she too vanished into thin air. Thin air. Umineko no nakakarani. Announcement of sacrifices Sunday, October 5th, 1986. The Shiremi Iwa. Looked like she finally calmed down. Hiroshi wiped his own forehead. For a time, Iwa had seemed to be having a very painful nightmare, but it appeared that she had finally fallen asleep. Oh, can we read? Discovered in a burnt corpse from a... Did we read all of this? Chapel? Yeah, we did. Which side? Can we read about Eva Beatrice? Eva Beatrice solved the riddle of the witch's epitaph and had hailed as a new endless witch. Has natural talent for magic and is expected to grow into an extraordinary great witch. In many cases, genius witches are swallowed by their own power while they are still young. Okay, what does that mean? This is a trial permitted only to geniuses, and those who overcome it will surely leave their name in the history of Endless Witch. Okay, she's gonna die for sure. This is fun costume, isn't it? She was able to overcome the trials that defeated her predecessor? Question mark? Was she? Eva Beatrice. As promised, he still gripped Eva's hand. Oops, sorry. Squeaky chair. Oh. He thought it would probably be alright to let go about now, but he faithfully continued to hold her hand. Every once in a while his hand would get tired and he would switch between his right and his left, but even so, as promised, he never let go of her hand. At the time, there was a heavy knock. Eva had finally managed to fall asleep, so Hideyoshi grimaced just for an instant. Aniki, Hideyoshi-san, sorry, is Rosa here? It was Rodolphe's voice. What could it be? Hideyoshi headed for the door, hiding his footsteps so that he wouldn't wake Eva. It was definitely Rodolphe's voice, but just in case, he opened the door without removing the chain. What is it? Something happened to Rosa? We can't find Rosa and Maria-chan. I thought it might be with you. Okay, I need to sit comfortably. Sorry, a second. Ouch. 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 Stretch. Ew, my bones are all cracking. Huh. Ouch. I hear her calling Maria-chan in the corridor. They got quieter after that, so I thought they were bent to the lobby. But didn't they? Sorry about that. That idiot. Rudolph clicked his tongue. Other people could be seen in the corridor. It had been some time since Rosa went out in the corridor, and she had still not returned, so they had begun to worry. Near the front door, Natsuki pointed at her removed chain. The chain isn't set. They must have gone outside to sell the rose, after all. Going out and leaving the door unlocked, that's simply too careless. Yeah, and not telling anybody about this is even dumber than it is. What a troublesome person. More importantly now, I'm worried about Rosa-san and Maya-san themselves. Right. Hey, brats. Where was this rose of Maria-chan's? I'm pretty sure... Okay, somebody is calling me. A second, need to take a call. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we have like 2 or 3 hours to go only. Unfortunately, not 5 as I thought. I should have started earlier. But it was so, like, I was doing my best. I'm pretty sure it was a flower bed right in the middle of a rose garden. If those two are here, we should be able to tell quickly if we go. Dad, I think we should bring them back as soon as we can. Of course, we'll bring them both back and spunk them down in the butt. I'll dash out here and come back. Lock the door as soon as I... You only one who's going here? No way, you should not go alone. Didn't you read the description? Like, what are you doing, guys? Lock the door as soon as I go out. Dad, I'll go with you. Don't be an idiot, you're a brat, and the brats do... And what brats do is they watch the house with mommy. Mommy. What is it? Did something happen? Sorry, did I wake you up? Seemed like Rosa-san took Maria-chan outside. How reckless of hers. Rosa and Maria-chan went outside? Into the rose garden? That's right. Oh, I guess you must have heard. Maria-chan was causing a ruckus because she wanted to see her rose. They mustn't! They mustn't go to the rose garden! Tell Rosa to stop! There is no telling her to stop now. It looked like she left a while ago. Seriously, how reckless with them. Huh, is Eva dreamed about what happened or something? That's not it. Not the rose garden. There is a witch here. And she's waiting for a sacrifice. Rosa, you mustn't go. Eva curled herself up again, holding her head. Her complexion looked very bad. What is it? Did the fever make you dream something bad? It was a dream. Yeah. In the rose garden, the witch doing that to Rosa and Maria. Oh, she did dream it. That's right. It's a dream. Yeah. Calm down. I also in the room. The chain is set too. The shutter is closed on the window and there's even a gun. This room is just like a fort. There is not a thing to be afraid of. Hiroshi beat his chest trying to calm her, but Eva's insecure expression didn't change. Under the covers, Eva kept praying that the grotesque nightmares that she had just had only dream. Fuck. That the grotesque nightmare that she saw was only a dream, something like that? In the center of a rose garden, Rodolphe confirmed the bodies of Rosa and Maria. After that, he returned to the guest house, called for help, and carried both of them into the guest house. A weekend trust ninja examination. The cause of Rosa's death was a stab to the medulla oblongata with a pointed gate of the fence. It is those that Maria's death was due to strangling with bare hands. However, due to devil's proof, we cannot discount a misdiagnosis. I will say it in red. Rosa and Maria dead. The cause of death was ninja diagnosed. And it wasn't eaten by a spider, nor was she crushed by a mountain of cake. Don't worry. So, you argue that even though you toyed with her death so much, it's all okay because corpses are clean. Sorry. I definitely won't forgive you. All of that brutal treatment you gave Auntie Rosa. I'll never forget it, and I'll never forgive you for it. Like I said, it wasn't me. I think I gave them much more peaceful deaths than that way she treated them. Shut the hell up. I don't want to listen to you. I've been told that there are no more than 18 people on this island, and now there are 8 people are already dead. The suspects are narrowed down to 10. One of them probably killed those 2. Or it could also be an accidental death. Like Maria was having a tantrum, and then Auntie Rosa tried to stop her crying. She misjudged how much power she was using and accidentally killed her. Then, in her consternation, she slipped and fell, landed on the fence, and unluckily died. How's that? That's the way, no need for witch or magic. Well, that's not true. Actually, Rosa and Maria... Shut up. Didn't I say that I didn't want to listen to you? You are nicer, so get lost. Mezavari tate. You monster. Butler said that without rage, but with a horribly cold voice. Beata had also felt something out of place since the beginning. In a fight, both of them could go at each other without restraint. However, he wouldn't even step into the ring. She could feel that coldness. Beata wasn't pleased about that. She thought about flaring up, but she held back. Maybe even though she was innocent and childish, she had enough sense to realize that she shouldn't fight. Is that so? Then I will hide myself. Renaud, continue for me. Certainly. Will it be satisfactory, Butler-sama? There are no problems with that proposal. If Butler-kun says that he doesn't want to see Beata's face, I believe that it will be an acceptable alternative. Do what you like. I don't care less what you do as long as I don't have to look at this monster's face. Ooh, so mean. Hey, wait a second. You keep saying monster, monster, but isn't that a mean way to speak of me? Why do you instinctively hate me so much, Butler? Not of what... Is Butler a killer? Is Butler like real life killer? Or something? What is going on? Butler is never on the scene of a crime, not even remotely on the scene of a crime when the crime happens. Yeah, but most of the time he has like an alibi. It's a weird thought. But it could be, right? I feel like game does this thing where it focuses on certain characters, and when it focuses on certain characters, some other characters are nowhere to be seen in the plot at all. Like Kinzo in the second one. Probably somebody in the first one. But I didn't pay much attention to that. Kui almost... Oops, I'm sorry. Wrong one, wrong buttons. We almost didn't see this chapter at all. We didn't see kids, we didn't see George. We did see all adults, so the kid's the most suspicious one, and Nanjo. Yeah, Nanjo is really suspicious here. There's going to be a chapter when Butler killed all of them, for sure, right? And it was gonna be like some fucked up thing that Beatrice set up from the very beginning. And in the end, she's gonna be like, holy fuck, I'm actually really like Butler now. So I don't want him to see this. Huh. It's not like I'm only bad about what happened just now. It's from the very beginning. Come on, Butler, don't misunderstand, alright? Aren't we just a pair of players confronting each other throughout the game? We look for moves to make things painful for each other, but... Don't get the wrong idea. I don't hate you because you're my rival in this strange game about whether I accept you as a witch or not. I just cannot in any way forgive how senselessly cruel you are. That's because a serial murder is a part of a game. It's probably impossible to avoid a little cruelty. I'm not just talking about what happened. The last time, and the time before too. Tearing everyone's stomach and stuffing it with sweets, plowing their face. What was the point of all that? That's... well... Isn't it contradicts everything, Butler? Isn't it contradicts your theory that she's not here, so it's not actually her doing, it's doing of a killer. All this stuff about locked room murders and tricks and alibis, I'm willing to give you a pass on all that. You want to claim that these are murders done by magic, so I'll gradually accept that those complicated crimes have occurred. But what exactly are all of those grotesque murders supposed to mean? Well, nothing much. That's right. They don't mean anything. You're just fooling around by mangling the corpses for fun. There was nothing to do with whether you're a witch or whether it could or couldn't be done with magic. You're just exploring the depths of cruelty for fun. I don't hate you because you're a witch or anything like that. He doesn't discriminate. There are just some things I cannot forgive as a human. What do you mean as a human? For example, the 6 people of the first Twilight for this game. Well, other than Grandfather being burned black, the other 5 corpses were killed in a normal way without any unnecessary shaming of the dead. It wasn't clear whether the weapon was spear or a gun, but anyways, as far as killing goes, it was presumably better. It was much better than the insanity and cruelty of the first Twilight last time, or the time before that. At this time, there were 6 locked rooms tied together to make a locked room chain. This was sort of interesting. I can't believe Butler just giving her criticism live. Jesus, is this allowed? It would be something I do. Excuse me? This was sort of interesting when we were going back and forth with each other on that. To be perfectly honest, I thought it was just a little fun. You were frantic to make me accept your existence, and I was frantic trying to deny it. We were both frantically doing all we could. At least look at them being adults and discussing everything between each other right now, like setting up boundaries of their games. Isn't it cute? Even though he is a minor and Beatrice is like 1,000-year-old woman child. Really fun. This may sound weird, but I even felt a faint sense of sportsmanship between the two of us. We exist in conflict, but I faintly thought that we might not be completely unable to understand each other's existence. But just now, that feeling was blown away without a trace. That's... were you misunderstanding? That wasn't me! That's not it. That's not what I'm talking about. You watched Auntie Rosa being killed horribly over and over, and you sneered it like it was an interesting show. When I saw that, I was deeply disappointed. When I realized that your decision to kill them in a slightly better way this time had been nothing more than a little whim, and that nothing has changed in your cruel character, I was deeply disappointed. This is the best part of the game so far. Excuse me, they're just talking about how they're feeling? Whoa. In an anime game? Could that really be? Okay, sorry. And that's not all. You were even genuinely enjoying a brutal death. You weren't just acting as cruel as you could to bully me. You truly, genuinely enjoy cruelty. Your character lets you enjoy it. I mean, she's a 1,000-year-old witch. What do you want from her? What do you want her to be? You saw Auntie Rosa being brutally killed over and over and said, "Isn't it fun?" That wasn't sarcasm. You enjoyed it from the bottom of your heart. Wanted to share that feeling with me and said, "Isn't that fun?" Is Beatrice gonna like set up a goal for herself to become a human being? That's gonna be her goal for the rest of the game? Maybe. What do I wanted to say? I forgot. Killed me and said, "Isn't that fun?" In that instant, I disappeared, and I realized the truth. You know how Butler being an adult and he didn't just give her a silent treatment right now? And he come back and actually wanted to genuinely discuss it with her as if they're on equal footing and they're both like equal adults. This is so nice. This is so nice. I love shit like that. The problem isn't whether you're a witch or not. That cruelty of yours is unforgivable for me. And I can't understand it. Really? You can understand it? Okay. And I can't forgive it either. So Beatrice was dumb when she didn't get it, why Butler was mad. But Butler being dumb when he can understand why Beatrice is that cruel. So this is a fun situation. This is nice. This is really nice. I can't forgive it either. Still, I'll continue this game of whether to accept or deny witches. I won't step down and accept my own defeat. However, your pointless cruelty is absolutely not needed for this game, so I've decided that I won't accept you as my opponent. Renault is 100 times better. He doesn't have the same cruel hobby you do. Is he? Is he now? I mean, you're probably just saying this, but is he? Even if he does, he doesn't have an awful taste to show it off in front of me. That's right, you have awful taste. You're heartless and cruel, so you can't understand. That's unpleasant in an opponent, so I don't want to see your face again. After Butler had finished his round, Beata was shocked into a silence for a long time. Maybe she couldn't understand what she was being told, or maybe she was aside that she was doing all she could in effort to understand. This is great. For a while, she keeps switching between angry expressions, frustrated expressions, bold expressions, although she didn't even know herself what attitude she should take. It's okay, she's trying to accept it. This is good. This is like best piece of writing this story was given me so far. In the end, she made your face a candid expression as though she had come to your senses, and shrugged her shoulders as though she was tired. In that case, do as you like. From now on, I will continue this game to run off. You have no complaint. As long as I didn't show myself, right? For the time being, but I definitely won't forgive you countless cruel actions up until now, so I definitely won't accept you. Huh. Okay, so Butler kinda in I do think you exist, but I won't accept it just for the stubbornness of it. Okay? It's okay. Well, I didn't think she actually exists. Well, I don't think she will exist if you believe that she exists or something like that. But I would be as stubborn as it is to not ever accept her too. So I definitely won't accept you. For that reason as well, I won't back down from this fight you've picked. Okay, so is the rest of this chapter gonna be episode? I mean, is the rest of this episode gonna be like Beatrice redemption arc, or maybe even the rest of a question arc? For that reason as well, I won't back down from the fight you've picked, and I definitely won't lose. That's all there is to it. Beata, no matter how more excuses he gave, his impression of you will not waver. I have something to talk about later. Until then, stay back. Alright. Then I'll hide myself until I'm called. Okay, so now she's gonna work on how to get Butler to like her back. The most unbelievable part about this is that her equal is a 17-year-old boy. But you know, it's a stubborn 17-year-old boy, I guess. Looking lonely, Beata turned her back to them and hid herself. Butler watched a slightly displeased expression on his face. He thought his argument has been valid, but for some reason his mood didn't clear up. They so gonna be friends. They so gonna be friends. She's an idiot. That's true. An idiot and honest. That idiot watched with me as Auntie Rosa was horribly killed and turned around with a huge smile on her face. She really believed she could laugh with me at this cruel show. She really believed that I could sympathize with her emotion. Looking at that innocent smile, I felt just horrible. It would have been much better if she said it was with her normal bullying face. Damn it. Milady has never had experience of having a friend. Really? Okay, this explains it. When you never have a friend and you just starting to get some sort of a relationship with a person, it does feel like this. You just go back and forth, and you're being stupid and shit. This is good. This evokes with me some feelings that I didn't feel in some time. In addition, she has probably never had something spoken to her that strongly. Both Madame and I are her attendants. No matter what we say, it will not reach her ears. For my lady, this is also. To hell with that. I don't remember ever becoming her friend. That's true. My apologies. There is one thing I would like to thank you for. Thank you for not backing down from this child's game. She spoke words of gratitude, but for some reason Butler made a displeased face. Then, as though finding revulsion in his own bad mood, he chuckled. Now that I've got witches and demons thanking me, I'm screwed. Let's resume the game. Of course I don't intend to go easy on you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Unlike Milady, I do not get agitated. I've already made my move. If we suppose that Auntie Rosa is the culprit and died in an accident, I can't deny the witch. I don't want to suspect Auntie Rosa, but for now, I'll deliberately assume that it was her just to beat the hell out of Beata. I will deny it in red. Rosa and Maria Des were homicides. Alright, why don't we start from here? Damn. I'm just not getting fired up. Oh, it's not Beatrice. Then he doesn't give a fuck. Since Rosa and Maria has been killed, it had become clear that the murderer was still hiding somewhere. Trying to add even more murders to the chain. Oh, you know what I thought? I thought, holy fuck, the next time I'm gonna have troubles reading text, I need to think about how many hours I sleep. Maybe it's like... Maybe there's correlation to be... What's the word? To be studied. To be... What's the word? To be looked for. To be looked at. To be observed. To be... Observed is a good word. Observed. Trying to add even more murders to this chain. As he shed tears, Rodolph's called Rosa's body over and over for being reckless, but Rosa would never respond to that again. They decided to place the two bodies in one of the guest rooms and to seal it until the police arrives. The second murderer, known as the murder of a second Twilight, has delivered a heavy blow to everyone. So because it had blown away the optimism some of them had held. The thought that actually crime didn't occur and it was all a game of farce by the kings and the servants. Oh yes, that theory fucked off. Trying to distract themselves from the sadness of losing the people they loved, Josh and Jessica had spent the whole time since the morning talking about every possibility. And they had distracted their hearts by supposing that these murders might actually have all been an act, and the Sharon and Cannon were only pretending to be dead. Huh. Do you think Butler gets some character development? I mean, real world Butler gets some character development in between chapters? Not the metaverse type Butler, but like real world Butler? Shirmia Rosa died in a rose garden with her medulla oblongata having been pierced by the spear-shaped parts of the fence. If Maria Des hadn't been murdered, it might have been possible to suspect an accident. It was this very woman who became the sacrifice for the birth of a new witch. Okay, so this is for sure not Maria saying. Because before, in the first Twilight, it seemed like it was Maria, but now I think it's Beata, for sure. Corpses discovered in the rose garden. The cause of death is strangulation, probably barehanded. Thinking about the situation, it seemed reasonable to think that she was killed after Rosa. And then her blood became the red ink for the witch's oath. Uh-oh. Then the murder occurred again. It destroyed that thought. And they were once again confronted with the fact that their loved ones had most definitely been killed. The tears that they thought had died away began to drip down once more, and Butler couldn't think of anything to say to them. Down. The tangle. After that, to be extra caution, all of the adults checked that all of the rooms were safe, and then everything was locked. They made certain that the shutters on all of the windows were down and locked, and they checked that no one suspicious was hiding anywhere. On top of that, they checked their weapon once again, and made sure that each other's heart were prepared so that they wouldn't hesitate to fire off a preemptive shots if they had the shadow of a mysterious person. Furthermore, the gun Rosa had been holding had been left near the place she had been found. Someone had gone out the way to leave it here, so everyone suspected that it was some kind of trap. But then Hideyoshi made ingenious use of a fire iron to fire off a test shot. It discharged without a problem. When all 5 shots that had been loaded discarded without any problems with the result, it was reloaded with bullets and handed over to only adults male who wasn't armed Hideyoshi. Oh, okay. However, the fact that he'd been able to fire off 5 shots gave rise to a certain paranoia. The short barrel rifle could load a maximum of 5 shots. In other words, Rosa hadn't fired even once. And yet the two had probably been killed by someone with their bare hands. This is interesting. This meant there were possibilities that the crime had been committed by someone those faces they knew. When the first murder occurred, I privately thought of a possibility that it was all an act. My apologies, Dr. Nanja, but if he had actually been on it and only conceived us that the servants were dead, I thought this could be a more massive, elaborate act by Father. After all, unless we assume that they're acting, that locked room situation of theirs couldn't have been created in the first place. We also suspected that... No, I still want to believe that's the case. My apologies, but that is not so. I'm quite old. There may be a chance that I made a misdiagnosis. However, I would never mistake whether they were dead or alive. I get it! Don't fucking say it out loud, Dr. Nanja! My apologies. They couldn't know about it, but Beato had already proclaimed the deaths of the 6. No, this time the deaths of all victims so far, in red. This faint dream that it was all a farce and that the victims were actually alive was sadly impossible. In that case, it's more natural to think there is someone hiding on this island who knows the mansion inside out, carrying out the crime they've been planning for ages. In other words, from the time that the typhoon came to this island and sealed it off from the outside world, there were more than 18 people on this island. And of course, they had no way of knowing this either. That column of Rodolphe has also been denied and read. There are no more than 18 humans on this island. Oh, so now you commented on everything, Butler. Excuse me, I'm the steamer here? Maybe it makes some sense if you think of it this way. Essentially, there is the possibility that the person who's hiding is someone who wasn't originally supposed to be on this island right now. Yet, is someone whose face was known by Rosa-san, and with whom she would let her guard down. So, for example, could it be someone whose shift doesn't lie on these 2 days? It's hard to argue with this one. After they finish their duties, it is not as though we verify that they will leave the island by punching a ticket or something. If we suppose that the servant on a shift... If we suppose that the servant on a shift from a few days ago only pretended to leave this island and actually stayed here, that would be hard to deny. Oh, that's a good theory. I didn't thought about it even once. But it is true, they have a lot of servants here. Rosa-san isn't stupid if you ask me. If a servant who's not supposed to be here popped out in front of you, you'd normally set an alarm bell ringing. I have a problem with assuming that was a crime by acquaintances. Perhaps whoever it was suddenly attacked Rosa from the darkness and were about to steal her gun. Then Rosa fell, hit her head against the fence, and stopped moving. The guest house was nearby, so they wanted to avoid the sound of a gunshot, and they killed Maria-chan with their bare hands. There's also a possibility, still, even if that's the case. Would they intentionally leave Rosa's gun in the center of a crime? I don't know what the culprit is armed with, but our guns should be a point of worry for them. Wasn't it a perfect crime for them to thin out our supply? Why did they deliberately leave it in a scene of crime? Oh, that's a good question. At first, I thought that the gun was a trap. That's what Jasper's thinking says it would be. But purposely leading it, they wanted to make one of us touch it, and they must have wanted to make us pull the trigger. Mosquito? Sorry? Oh, I'm getting so sleepy. Oof. I was sure that it would be some dangerous device to make it explore and cause massive injuries. But it was actually alright. I'd say the culprit was probably in a hurry. I'll bet that right now they're getting their missed chance. They're regretting their missed chance to steal a gun. No, I don't think so. I don't like it. It pisses me off because it's like a message from the witch saying she isn't even scared of guns. However, in any event, this fearsome opponent. I should have been obvious to any observants that Rosa-san was holding a gun. To think they attacked her despite that. Oh, to think they attack her despite that. Would not neglect the fact that they are afraid of guns. It is as Natsuki says. We should probably be even more cautious than we have been. This is just for the peace of mind, but at a time we think Rosa-san went outside. Where was everyone? Natsuki and I were here along with Rudolph and Kiri-san. I can guarantee their alibis. Iwa and I were together. I can guarantee that. Me, Charchanki, and Jessica were together too. And then Auntie Rosa yelled at us to go back upstairs. We turned right around and went back to the cousin's room with our tails between our legs. Back then, if we hadn't Maria go... Saying this isn't going to change anything. Dr. Nanjo? I was reading a book in one of the upstairs rooms. I was by myself, so no one can verify my alibi. But I believe everyone saw me return upstairs with the children. You could say any number of things like this, but what if you jump out of a window, attack Rosa, then climb back up using the rain gutter or something? Wasn't he... all wet then? Don't be absurd. How could he perform a feat like jumping down from the second story with the old body or climbing up, no matter... for that matter? Oh, this is like a Knives Out. Let us stop this. Suspecting each other. It's more important that we trust each other, and for the children's sakes as well, defend the place until the very end. Yeah, it's like Natsuki-san says. For now, let's drop doubting each other. You're right. We may be useless as far as searching for the culprit is concerned. We can only stay alive until tomorrow, inform the police, and follow their instructions. Because the police will definitely expose who the culprit is. What is it, Eva? Is your body still feeling bad? Mother, what's wrong? Are you alright? Sorry, it looked like my fever is still strong. I'll be fine, so leave me alone. Sorry? When they looked, they saw Eva staring at the floor, her breathing harsh again. She had been able to act firm for a time due to an emergency of the situation, but it seemed her body wasn't in its best after all. Yes, I killed those two. Now the only ones who know about the gold are us. I won't give up until the scrap of all this over. Okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break. 5-minute break. I need to be silent for 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Be right back. Oops, sorry, I took my time. I'm sorry. I I ate tangerine and looked out of the window. I wonder why people who speak English always say orange when they mean tangerine. Like, I played Reverse 1999 and they say oranges, even though it distinctly look like tangerine. Oranges doesn't look like this. Excuse me? Why does he always do this? Hold on, I need to do something real quick. What are those sounds? Can you shut up outside here? I'm trying to do my shit. Oh, I probably can have it. Do. Um. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Today's really rainy. And it actually was rain in like a couple of hours ago. But right before I wanted to start streaming, the rain ended. And I actually kind of want to try streaming with open window while rain was pouring out. You wouldn't probably hear it, but it would make me feel better. But then rain stopped, so I need to close all my windows, unfortunately. I live kind of close to the ground, so you could hear children yelling because there is a child, the playground just for children, just right in front of my house. Jeez. Okay, hold on. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Oh, I need to pour water. Sorry. There's something about huge water bottles. Just word. Water bottle. Water bottle. Water. Water. Water bottle. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to switch syllables at the beginning of those two words, and it turned out to sound exactly the same, or something. Water bottle. Oh no. Wobble. Wobble. Butter. Wobble butter. That sounds funny. Okay. What's in my mouth? Oh, it's a hair. Ew. Having long hair sucks. Mouth. Okay. What have you done? Everything is ready? Okay, it is. What have you done? There is so much of this gold. Even Rosa now that their share wouldn't have been the problem at all. We would. The gold is to be passed on only to the head of the Shirimiya family. And that makes that gold, all of it, in its entirety, and... Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you use this word specifically? Entirety? Who uses the word entirety ever? In its entity, it's been an honor we had. Putting even the smallest dent in it. It's definitely not something I will permit as the new golden witch, Beatrice. Do you plan and continue this murders according to the witch's epitaph? Do you actually plan to kill 5 more people? Yeah, If I don't finish the annoying ritual, it seems that my power as a witch won't become complete. Hey, me. The power of the witch is really awesome. I really can make it all of our fantasies become reality. The power to make dreams more than just dreams. Now that I've learned of this power, I can no longer stop being a witch. If I can complete the ritual and make my power whole, I'm sure I'll be able to teach you that feeling too. Oh, she's gonna die for sure then. Stop acting like an idiot! Haven't you played witch enough? We found the gold! And we've even been promised the position of the succession of a head. We'll probably need to tiptoe walk just a bit, but at this point, that's a dream that will definitely come true. Beyond that, what more could you wish for? I wanted to become a witch. I don't know anything about the dream. That's it, because I kept holding on to the dream. I've lived at this age forever. You threw the dream away by becoming an adult. You thought no matter how long you waited, the rabbit holding a cloak wouldn't visit you, and you won't be able to meet Humpty Dumpty. And of course, you definitely won't be invited to the land of cards. Is your outfit really supposed to be like Alice in Wonderland? She looks more like, the Red Queen. The Queen of Hearts, right? She called the Queen of Hearts? She's gonna die for sure. There is no Eva Beatrice in the next episode. And of course, you definitely wouldn't be invited to the clock land of cards. You gave up like that, so you became an adult. That's why you don't want to become the witch or anything like that anymore. You'll never even you've even forgotten that it was a dream of your true self. Look, just stop it. I've already gotten my hands on 2 dreams. The gold and the position of a head. That's more than enough. So please, your dream was nothing to do with me. Be obedient. No way. Magic's too much fun. Besides, those 2 dreams of yours both came true because of my magic. It's not fair if my dream doesn't come true too. I'm grateful for your magic and I accept you as a real witch. So please, be obedient now and return to the inside of my heart. And never appear again. No way. We're both misunderstanding each other, aren't we? That's right. I'm not you anymore. You're the Ushiramiya Eva. I'm the Golden Witch Beatrice. So I have no responsibility to go back inside your heart. I would say I'd feel like a butterfly who was broken out of your cocoon, namely you. The fever is making my mind cloudy. Mind-handed, my inexperience with my magic power is making me supported with your vitality. Until I finish the ritual and become a full witch, you might have a bear the burden. I'll take that in exchange for making 2 of your dreams come true. It's alright. Don't worry, okay? For the remaining 5 sacrifices, I'll avoid your family. Let's see. Rudolph, Curie, Kraus, Natsuhi? And what about OGs or Nanja? Perfect. I'll kill those 5 people. Could you call this a murder announcement revealed only to you? Eva collapsed. Hiroshi rushed up to her and leaned on his shoulder. Are you alright? Let's take it easy and rest. Are you alright? Dr. Nanja, take a look at Eva. When Nanja and George tries to approach, Eva made a gesture to stop them. Thank you. I'm fine, Dr. Nanja. I'm taking medicine. I apologize for saying this in such an extreme situation, but let me rest a little longer. Mom, I'll lend a hand too. Thank you, but it'll be fine as long as your father watches over me. Go back to the cousin's room upstairs and don't come out no matter what. Understood? No matter what happens, you must not leave the guest house. Outside. That witch is... Don't talk anymore. Sorry, everyone, but I'll be watching over Eva in the room. Call if something happened. Hideyoshi and Eva retreated from the lobby. Of course, Eva wasn't the only one who wasn't feeling well. They hadn't gotten a wink of sleep since the previous night, and they had been pressed by tension since the morning, literally me. They were mastering their energy to protect their families. But if they relaxed even a little, surely every one of them would be down and out. Everything has gone as planned so far, but from here on out, it'll become difficult, you see? Difficult, you say? In most cases, as the ritual progresses and victims increase, they begin to tighten their guard, and often they hole up in one place and stop moving. That is extremely inconvenient for us. Are you saying that we witches are inferior to a bunch of humans in the group? Yeah, I thought so. I thought she's gonna say this. Witches are never inferior to humans. However, perhaps you could say that times change, and that humans have gotten their hands on the poison? Okay, poison. This wasn't a problem long ago, during the period when the witches were believed in, but just like that annoyance butler, people in the current era generally deny magic. In other words, their existence itself is anti-magical. As a result, at some point, they grew to possess a toxin inside their bodies that denies magic. In other words, you're saying that the more human they are, the stronger that anti-magic toxin gets, and the greater the disadvantages for us witches? The total value of their heart's power to deny magic, in other words, their magic resistance, become the denominator of our magic. All this is bullshit, okay? Understand? Is that a bit too difficult for you? You're joking. I understand it really easily. In other words, you're saying that the more people that don't believe in magic, the stronger their will is, the greater the dramatic division in the effect of magic is. I see. That's the kind of formula it is. I think I have to rethink my methods of attack. Fundamentally, magic possessed a vast power. It can even make rain or fire fall from heavens, divide a sea, and reviving a lost life isn't impossible either. However, the power is extremely weak against the toxin they rejected. That rejects it? And that toxin has been piling up the humans since the time they forgot their respect for all the things sacred. Until finally, this earth was covered with enough toxin that made the miracles of magic could not be displayed. Thus, witches from across the world were chased from their dwellings. They were forced to choose whether to throw away their magic and live as humans, to live in hiding in remote areas where the toxin of humans didn't reach. In that sense, Tsukijima, with its population of only 10 to 20 humans, was extremely favorable for witches. And even more favorable was the existence of a ghost story about the witch who lived in Tsukijima forest. Essentially, the fear that the witch might exist permeates the island to a certain extent, weakening the anti-magic toxin from the humans. A small population and a margin of possibility to accept a magical being. In other words, minds that were only weakly anti-magical. Only in a valley where those two converged could a witch live in modern times. I didn't get any of this. I'm not paying attention. Okay. I see. So, by this formula you can say that there are several rules a witch must follow to use her power efficiently. The first one is creating a scene. Create a murder scene that you couldn't imagine was done by humans decorated with occult ornaments. Make it look very much like a witch exists, and by permeating the people with fear, make them believe that witch exists. And as a result, the anti-magic power and the demeanor of the power of the magic will be decreased. Okay, denominator, I'm sorry. So, all of this makes sense? I thought she just did it, just because. So she couldn't just started going batshit from the beginning. Okay. I see. So this is why the creepy magic circles of the first Twilight were created. Fuck. That's right, exactly. the gaudy scenes for the first Twilight each game up. Okay, is she bullshitting her? Is she Beatrice just says shit? For no reason? Didn't Kinza believe in you? Isn't Kinza believe in you not enough? That's right, exactly. The gaudy scenes from the first Twilight each game are all for that reason. Oh, so you contain Eva's memories. Oh. She's not talking about previous chapters, she's talking about first Twilight. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of numbers to get account for. It's definitely not as though I like cruel things or am I doing it for fun. In that case, Predecessor-sama, this time was a failure. You killed them in a very plain way. It doesn't look like anything more than a simple mystery. You should have damaged their bodies more grotesquely like you did last time and the time before that, as I heard from Renov, making it look like a fantasy and instilling fear in those people. Well, about that. I thought it would be artful to do this It wouldn't be artful to do this every time, you understand? Don't think too deeply on it, it's just a whim. Actually, it really had been her whim. After being told all that by Butler, she couldn't say that out loud anymore, but she had decided her methods of killing based only on a whim. No, would it be better to say that she had half-heartedly let Renaud decide? Because she had left the locked room of this game's first Twilight to him. But if Beata had gotten a cruel idea, then she surely would have explored the limits of atrocity even worse than the last game. For the methods of Rosa and Maria's death too, you told me to show restraint. But that wasn't a course of action beneficial to us witches either, was it? In actuality, in the present moment, none of them believe one bit that a witch actually exists. They assure that it isn't a fantasy, but completely in the mystery genre. This turn of events is a failure for us witches. And it's all because, for some reason, you keep doing things in a kinda lukewarm way, Predecessor-sama. Like you say, you should seek out the world while you're young. This is a test from me to you as your predecessor. Challenges with respect. Haha. I had to try to laugh heartily, but it was obvious a fake laugh trying to cover something up, and the new witch shrugged, signing. At this stage, it's probably too late to reduce the anti-magic power we're creating a scene. In that case, there is another move. Having the humans split up should work. That is probably the most effective way. The smaller the number of humans, the more the denominator shrinks. As a result, the magic power becomes immediately effective. In other words, the crucial point from here on will be how to destroy the barricade situation to have them split up into small groups. However, they are already very cautious. The barricade won't be destroyed easily, you know? Both the barricade in Kansas City 2 games ago and the barricade in the parlor last time were very stubborn. Furthermore, most of the Conning adults have been left this time. The situation is more difficult than all the ones before it, you see? If you wish, I could give you some special advice. If the first murder case occurs in a closed circle, the situation hold up without fail, gather together to observe each other and ensure their safety. Worrying about how to break the situation apart is probably the dominant of murders and mercenary authors. So how ludicrous it is that witches who are meant to exist at the other end of a spectrum share in exact same worry. Ooh. Okay, so you can put out a bomb somewhere, and that would definitely separate them. That's a good plan. I'm a good witch, I guess. For a while, the new witch puckers her cheek with her inside finger, making gestures of deep and thought, and eventually spoke. No, I'm fine. After all, it's just a test. I won't borrow your moves. Really? The thing is, though, it will be pretty hard to defeat this barricade, you know? I've already made my move. I'm pretty sure it will work. If they're smart, then it definitely win. Is that so? You really are excellent. I am pleased that my discipline isn't hard to deal with. My motto is to study things myself before asking other people. Then, if you would excuse me, I have to wait for my prey to get nonchalantly lured out. Well then, handle it with care. As the new witch lowered her head, her face blank, she turned into gold butterflies and hid herself. Beata looked slightly unamused. It seemed she was lonely since she hadn't been veiled on at all. Not one of them bothers themselves as me. You witch apprentice, acting so smart. I'll bet any moment now she's going to make some painful mistake and start crying. Then, without a doubt, she'll finally realize my greatness and follow my teachings. Until then, I shall watch from above. She laughed loudly on the outside, but a laugh no one can hear is completely pointless. Piotr started to feel empty and quickly stopped laughing. How did you survive before? For sure there was some time which you were just on your own, and nobody was your equal or your friend. I mean, somebody was your equal. Other witches was your equals, right? But you do not seem to have it good with them. What are you doing, Beata? Is it a price you pay for being isolated for a long time? I wonder if it's one day happened to me. I'm pretty isolated from other people. Renova chose it's time to show himself. Excuse me, milady. The game in the second Twilight with Butler Sama has ended. Oh, this time we didn't witness it. Okay. I see. Good work. So, what was the result? My sincere apologies. I was forced to resign. Butler Sama's claim of Rosa strangled Maria to death, then death. Butler Sama's claim of Rosa strangled Maria to death, then died in an accident. I sat down read with both deaths were homicides, but I could not repel his chain of moves placing Eva as a principal offender. But Eva was sleeping in her room the whole time as Hideyoshi cared for her. He put forth the possibility that Hideyoshi was an accomplice and that the two worked together to create an alibi. He even suspected Hideyoshi? Couldn't you have stuck back saying and read that they were in the guest room all this time of the murder? I also thought of that, but in any event, several important pieces might have been taken several moves later. And because there is possibility that this move was part of a preparation made by new Beatrice, I acted out in respect to her. My apologies. Preparation, you say? Your mind does seem to be sharp. We can let her do as she likes. It will be quite a show to see how far she can go. I thought you would say that. I see that your disciples and pleasantness had you all in a bad mood. That's none of your business. I wonder how that one plans on destroying this barricade from here on out. You should keep a close eye on her. Oh, and how's Butler's mood? It appeared as though he calmed himself down. He did say that, after all, he couldn't get fired up without you as his opponent. Really? That's no surprise at all! If I didn't return for the first Twilight and after, Butler would probably be lonely himself. And with that, if you excuse me, I must bake some delicious cookies. So, as to at least enliven the discussion between my lady and Butler-sama. That guy really was munching your cookies, wasn't he? It must be because he's a boy that can eat so much. Make a lot of them. Certainly. I shall make enough cookies to bury the table. Yes, you do just that. Oh, she's totally into him. Okay. What's going on? What did you want to talk about? Curie called her doll of art in the corridor. It was obvious that she wanted to talk about something that she didn't want the others to hear. Yeah? Oh, she figured out The mystery of a golden land, probably. Want to go outside? Ooh, it's getting close. Is it? Battle to the death in hell. Nice. Nice. Is this the last chapter or something? No, chapter 14. I already googled this, but how many chapters in episode of umineko? Uh, 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 uh. Bum, bum, bum. Episode 419. Okay, we have 5 more chapters to go then. Jesus. Certainly, the body cannot last without nothing more than a small breakfast, but... Of course we understand. But the thing is, as the time passes, it'll get darker and darker. Now's probably the latest. Now's the more convenient time. Only about an hour has passed since Rosa-san was attacked. This is simply too reckless. It was only natural that Natsuki was yelled about recklessness, because Rodolphe had said that he was going to the mansion to get food. Certainly, they were being tormented by hunger as well as their fatigue. Is this interesting how my voice improved? Before and after I took a break? Just before the break, it was awful, but now I feel good. I feel good speaking. Certainly, they were being tormented by hunger as well as their fatigue. In the beginning, they were just fine because they could fight their moderate hunger with their drowsiness. But now it just made their mind hazy, and even though it was still only midday, their bodies felt like they were reaching their limits. The thought of going to the kitchen in the mansion and bringing back some food certainly was attractive. I am opposed to this. It may be a little tough, but we definitely should have left this place. It is alright for us, but it would palm my heart to keep the children hungry. Must bear my responsibility as a parent. Dear, now that father has passed away, you are the Shiremiya family head. It is not permissible for you to take us such danger. Yes, it's like Natsuki-san says. Crow-san, you should remain here as a leader. Oh, she on something for sure. She did figure out the Golden Land mystery. Then who will go to the mansion? I think Yuri and I, and Hideyoshi Nissan as well, should go. Hideyoshi Nissan and I are holding guns. They should be able to lay a hand on us that easily. Rosa-san was also holding a gun, but she was attacked. Isn't it dangerous? Then I went to check on Rosa and Maria-chan. I was alone, although I had gun with me. But I wasn't attacked. Maybe they'd be cautious if their opponent was a man. 2 men, and even 2 guns. Those 2 will act as guards, and I push the cart with the things. I believe the situation clearly different from Rosa-san's. Yeah, she was a woman with a child. Real? So he actually... Kiri has a point here? Even though she's insane and trying to do some insane shit? If you count on me as a man, I'd pleased to help. I don't look it, but I trained this body pulling stalls. Huh. I wonder what that sound was. If you count me as a man, I'll be pleased to help, so I don't look it, but I trained this body pulling stalls. Leave the heavy lifting to me. You men just need to devote yourself to guarding. There is folding cart in the servants' room, so using that, it should be handled carrying the food alone. Of course, we will be careful. And if I can succeed in the venture just once, we'll never need to take a risk of leaving this place. Is there any chance I can get you to reconsider? It might be painful for everyone to do this with an empty stomachs, but even so, we do not know what could happen outside now. We'll take care. And Eva's feeling pretty darn bad right now. I can't let her stay hungry. If your stomach's empty, she can even take your medicine. I've gotta go out for Eva's sake as well. How's Eva? She finally got into sleep. She's burning up too. We should leave her be for a while. I guess you can stand still while it comes to your wife's health. Understood. I'll give you permission to go outside. This is so stupid. If I were in this situation, I would definitely be super mad at them, and I would do everything in my power to keep them here, because the more people here, the more secure we are, the harder it is for culprits to fucking get on us. So I would fight for those people not going anywhere as I fight for my fucking life. Then we'll take a little trip here and back. A speed contest. Canned food is okay, right? You can at least have a can opener here, right? Yes, we have a can opener and a bottle opener. There is running water in guest house, so we won't need anything to drink. There's 10 people to cover for, so we'll have to take what you get. Alright, let's dash out here and bring it all back to Pronto. There is no time to open umbrellas. So, Anki, where's the place for me? Be careful. Under normal circumstances, I would want to go. Wait, excuse me? I just noticed. I'm sorry for being so insane. What the fuck? She pinned her fucking. She pinned her. How it's called? What's the name of this thing? Oh, she forgot. What's the name? Yeah. Sleeping a little really doesn't help with his brain functions. Huh. What's it called? I'm gonna kill myself. Thai. Oh my god. 3-letter word, what's the problem? Yeah, her thigh, she pinned her thigh below her boobs. So fun. Hold on. Can they fucking shut up here? Jesus Christ. Yuri umineko cosplay images. Oh! Not canon. No, none of these cosplayers even pin they fucking. Oh, this cosplayer pinned it right below her boobs. Nice. Yeah, this cosplayer just pinned it onto her boobs. This is not canon. None of them know what they're doing. Oh yeah, umineko looks like it would be massively cosplayed on like some old 2010 cons. For sure. This one's funny. Oh, Goro Majima. Okay, whatever. Sorry. Be careful, under normal circumstances, I would want to go too. Being a man, I despise the title of eldest brother that prevents me from lending a hand in an emergency like this. This is about the only time we get to show off. Sit back and take it easy every once in a while, Anki. Alright, Natsuki-san. Wait here and get some towels ready or something. We aren't using umbrellas, so we'll be coming back like drowned rats. Oh, understood. Take care. Rudolph-Kiri and Hideyoshi, each leaving their own brave words behind, left the lobby. Does she need to talk to the children first, so, like, Butler wouldn't be left an infant? I feel like it's not the best idea. Compared to the time Rosa and Maria had gone outside, the wind has picked up once again. Rudolph's group of 3 people jogged through the rose garden without umbrellas, holding their gun and a folded cart. If everything had been still and quiet without the wind and the rain, they would probably have kept their eyes open and moved with caution. But in the rain, even if some suspicious person is hiding nearby, it would be difficult to notice them. Because of that, it had been Rudolph's plan to instead dash through the dangerous area. If there was a chance that their opponent was equipped with a gun, then walking slowly with the guards up would only make them a target. It is probably correct to decide on swift action. The Rose Garden. It feels like we've just asked him to be attacked. Please, let nobody come out of here. Even as Rodolphe and Yoshi continued to round, they looked around restlessly, vigilant of their surroundings. Rosa and Maria's death has not been caused by a projectile. Excuse you? What the fuck? Is projectile is a term that people use outside of fighting games? Or like, games? Oh fuck, time to go.